Welcome to Books, Booze, and Murder. I'm Anna.
I'm Alexa.
We're two besties who love to read and have an obsession with true crime.
Amen to that.
Oh, it is October. It makes me
Hallelujah.
so happy.
Mm-hmm.
It is the best time of year.
Nice, crisp temperature outside. Almost have to put on a sweater some days.
Mm-hmm.
Scarf season's coming out.
Yes.
How many times have you watched Hocus Pocus this season?
Probably at least 10.
That sounds about right.
Maybe
Did you start in August?
End of July. Yeah.
Fair.
No, I got a little bit of a later start this year just because life was really busy.
Mhm.
But ever since Hocus Pocus 2 came out,
Mhm.
yeah, double feature every time.
You're so funny.
Why?
I don't know. I'm the original at heart. Always will be. Want the original Hocus Pocus only. I
Oh.
like the second one.
Yeah.
It's not the same as the first. They did a very good job with it.
Mm-hmm.
I've said this for ever since I've seen Hocus Pocus too.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, I definitely like love the first one. Just give me the first one. I'm okay
Hey,
with this.
nothing's wrong with the classics. Nothing is wrong with the classics.
Mm-mm.
So, nope, this is our favorite time of year. It was 1 year ago during this episode where we had our little boxes.
Yes, that was so much fun.
Pumpkin mugs became a thing.
I love the pumpkin mugs. I do. They're wonderful.
So good. I'm just happy to not be sweating all the time and I can wear my leggings and I'm just happy.
Well, you always know those Indian summers can come up and catch us too. Because I'm just saying. Last three Halloweens, I think. We've had like the 80-degree days for the parade. We've had the 50-degree day for the parade. And then we had like the 70-degree day for the parade. So
Yeah, true.
I don't want to talk about it because we can never guess at all, and we're always either sweating or freezing.
Yeah, last year we were sweating.
Yeah.
When we chose to do wine pong to pick our April book.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah, we did that in the front yard.
Yep. Me and my skeleton onesie.
Mhm.
Being fools. That's us.
That was great. I don't know what you're talking about. It was so much fun. It was muggy though.
So good.
It was definitely muggy.
Yeah.
I'm over it though.
Yeah, I'm sure. All right. Well, October. Let's get cracking.
All right, let's do our drinky poo. So this month I've made us a little drink called Black Magic.
Ooh.
Now, I said this earlier, but I'll say it again, obviously. I could not find vanilla liqueur for whatever reason.
Mm-hmm.
So I substituted with white chocolate liqueur and grape juice and then red grapes for garnish.
I like it.
Mm-hmm.
Thinking like little eyeballs or something.
Yeah. I like it.
Well, good job. Cheers.
Cheers.
All
and
right.
now to talk. Discovery of Witches.
Yes.
I thought this was a very interesting read.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like very intrigued about it too. So let's get going. I like witches, vampires, and demons probably more than the next person. So this was definitely a fun little spin on the lore that we hear about for each. In this book by Deborah Harkness, she writes as if witches, demons, and vampires. Major typo there. Wow.
Been there, done that.
Live among normal people, which is not unusual for most of the other lore that we hear. Vampires also live a long time, and it's really hard to kill them. Still holds in this book.
Yes, it does.
However, in this book, vampires can be out in the sunlight. Their skin is very pale. They don't sleep unless it's only once in a very long while. So it's almost like everything in their body just slows down completely. So it's not that they are completely immortal and frozen in time, but everything is slowed down, like their heartbeat and their feeding. A couple other things to know about vampires is that they are really fast and have supersonic hearing and are extremely possessive and protective of their mates. Now, witches are descended from other witches and have a grimoire, which is the family book passed down through the generations of different spells, potions, and tonics. This witch family in this book is no different. Now, for any of you Charmed fans, hi, that's me. We know about the grimoire. The grimoire lore is just everything that's been passed down from generation of witches to generation of witches and so on and so forth. And you add to it and blah, 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 blah. They can blend in with normal society, but they do have certain lesser abilities that they are able to master and bigger abilities that are ingrained in their DNA. And demons are different from the others since they are not made like vampires or born from other demons like witches are. Demons occur almost when there is a mutation and can be born from any living being. Demons, vampires, and witches all live side by side, but not necessarily nice. There seems to be an iciness when two different creatures meet, and an automatic distrust kind of already sinks in. But there is also some sort of special board that has 3 witches, 3 vampires, and 3 demons to keep the magical community in check. This will come into play later. I don't remember what this board was called either. I don't even remember if it was called a board or not. Like, literally cannot remember for the life of me right now.
Yeah, I'm blanking, but I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it does have a name, but I don't
I
remember.
can't remember the name. Now let's jump into the book. We start off with Diana Bishop of the Bishop Witches from Salem, Mass, who has a doctorate in history and is working on a discovery. In the first few chapters, we discover that Diana has called forth an ancient text that people have said has been missing for many years. This text is called Ashmole 782, and it supposedly houses all the secrets for creation for the magical community. Now, with a text like this, there are many creatures that want to get their hands on it. Diana does not know that she called forth a text that has not been seen or read in hundreds of years, but she also denies her witchhood. She refuses to practice her craft and does not like the idea of using magic for her own gain. Her parents are both dead, deceased when she was young, and Diana lives with her Aunt Sarah and Sarah's partner Em, who are, of course, also both witches and a little nosy. However, Diana does use a little magic to read Ashmole 782 because there was a curse put on the book so that no one could read it. But as soon as Diana puts it back, she is never able to summon it again, unbeknownst to her. Another creature, a vampire named Matthew Claremont, also wants the secret of the text because he believes that the magical creatures are going extinct and wants to find out more about the beginning of the chain. Matthew and Diana initially butt heads a little bit, but when Diana is starting to be followed by this special magical board, Matthew steps in to protect her. To the point where Matthew whisks her away to his family's house in Citeaux, France. Here, she meets Matthew's mother, or the one who made Matthew into a vampire. And Isabeau, the mom, does not like witches, especially Diana. While Diana is here, she also discovers that her room has been broken into back at the college that she works at, looking for a DNA sample, hoping that will summon the Ashmole text. But due to her parents' diligence before death, there is nothing for them to find. Now, she does willingly give her blood to Matthew and his colleagues, Marcus and Miriam, who are also vampires, to study for analysis. This is how we find out that Diana has many big abilities that, if practiced, can be used with lethal accuracy, like witch water, witch fire, and time walking, and many more. This is a shock to everyone, since Diana does not practice magic at all, and usually you only have like 1 or 2 big abilities, I think. I think it's actually only 1 ability, and she has multiple ingrained into her DNA.
Yeah.
Matthew and Diana continue to hide out in Citeaux, where they get to know each other a little better each day. Here's where Diana realizes, that Matthew is a member of the All Souls Club, which is a very prestigious and runs the Knights of Lazarus, a very prestigious club, society, something like that. And then the Knights of Lazarus, which is a secret society that protects and defends those that cannot help and protect themselves, which I thought was really cool too.
Absolutely.
Another thing to mention is that creatures are forbidden to mate, date, be in a relationship with a different type of creature. So, this new budding relationship between a witch and a vampire is heavily scrutinized by the Board of Magical Creatures. This causes Diana to be kidnapped and tortured, and Matthew needs to
Oh,
rescue her.
that was
Oh,
brutal.
that was awful. This also causes a spiral effect of Diana exposing more of her powers, needing proper training, and realizing that Diana does have the secrets to unlocking her bound powers, which is not something to be discussed lightly, since binding of witches' magic is not something to joke about at all. But they are all in stories that her mother told her before Diana would go to bed, which I thought was very, very clever. So Matthew and Diana confess their love for each other. Duh. And Matthew attempts to help Diana unlock her powers. They also travel to Diana's family home to receive more witch training from her aunts, and are basically found by demons and vampires alike that support Diana's cause and are trying to protect her from the magical board. Of course, an old flame who was created to be Matthew's perfect match appears and attempts to kill Matthew and Diana. Matthew is on the verge of death, but Diana lets him drink her blood to save him and in turn almost dies herself. But they both live and practice time walking. Ooh, excuse me. And make a plan to time walk to the past and get guidance from one of the original bishop witches. Before they leave, since they have no idea how long they will be gone, they come up with a cover story. Matthew has to sign over his reign of the Knights of Lazarus. Diana has to make a will, and everyone needs to be out of the house. Now, Diana and Matthew are technically married according to vampire customs, but right before they leave on Halloween night, they officially are married in the eyes of the church and the government with a ring on Diana's finger and everything. And that was the end of the book. So now I'm like, okay, so now I need to read the next two.
See, it's interesting that you got that much out of it. Like, I got obviously the story,
Yeah.
but I felt like the middle of it just dragged.
Some of it did. I think it was a lot of like how in the ACOTAR series, the first book is a lot of background information.
Mm-hmm.
I'm almost hoping that this book is the background information that we need to then just have a cool couple of rest of books. 'Cause
Maybe.
it's just a trilogy. I
Yeah,
think.
true. This is the first one.
Mm-hmm.
Did you listen to this?
I listened to the first half of it.
Okay.
And then it was like it had to be returned, and I didn't have time to finish listening to it. So then I just finished reading it.
Got it. Because some of the pronunciation, I was like, oh, that's how it's pronounced.
Yes.
Okay. Because I never would have guessed that. So I was like, okay, you had to have listened to part of it.
I did listen to part of it.
Yeah, I definitely thought that the pace of this was pretty slow, but the last like 150 pages were definitely where it was for me.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, oh, okay, we're finally getting somewhere. Okay,
Mhm.
I can live with this.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I really loved the yoga classes that he was going to, where everyone was there.
It
I
was
like,
interesting.
whoa, okay. And actually, this book definitely inspired me to start watching the series
Oh,
on
there you go.
AMC. So
There you
I
go.
watched a little bit of that and then lost momentum.
Oh, there you go.
But I did like, excuse me, the concept of the bishop home. Like, I don't know. I just love how they brought in the Proctor family and the Bishop family, and then the aunts moved. And I don't know. I just loved the dynamics of the household and like how it was the place to be.
The house is cool, and the house is cool in and of itself because the house creates rooms for the people that are
Yes.
going to be there.
Yeah. And then it was like, oh, someone's coming. It's making a new room. I was like, what?
Yeah.
Can I have a house like that, please?
Yes, please. Like, just build another story on top of this one.
Mm-hmm.
Half,
Yeah.
no doors. That'd be great.
Honestly, the speed of them falling in love reminded me a little bit of Twilight.
I can see that.
But I also I'm trying to like look at my notes because it's been a little while since I read this book.
Mm-hmm.
But what was known does make sense, and others who saw their relationship in the future, like
Mm-hmm.
I was like, whoa, I don't know. And I also really appreciated that the author is a historian too.
Yeah. It's very cool.
And then the spelling of demons, Daemon.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, I don't think I've ever seen that in a book before. But then
I think
again,
it's
I
the
haven't.
English version of it.
That would make sense. Okay, because granted, I haven't read a lot of books with demons in it, but I was like, oh, this is a little different.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
um,
Because they start off their journey in Cambridge.
yes, yes,
And
they
then,
do.
of course, so it's like they're over in Europe and they only finish over in Massachusetts when they decide to go to the Bishop household. So
Yeah,
I honestly didn't even look, but but it sounds like Deborah Harkness might be from around that area. And that's just how they spell demons.
maybe. Hold on. Let me look up. Let's go on Google.
Google, help us. Help us, please answer our questions.
So she's American. She's from Philly.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Interesting.
a lot of education in her background.
Cool.
Yeah, I don't know.
We'll
Oh
have to go
wow,
and look
she's
that up.
written a lot of books.
Oh, has she?
Yeah,
Very cool.
clearly we did our research before doing.
No, we
this
didn't.
episode.
These are questions I don't even think about until I get here.
But like going to the library part, the library setting kind of reminded me of Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, oh, my heart is so happy.
I know. Like all of the really good like lore of all of these creatures coming together from what we've already known from childhood. It's
Yeah.
just like, oh, this is fun.
It's all the lore plus all the science behind it. Could have been a little condensed in the middle. I did not like the feeding part when they were riding horses.
No,
I did not like that at all.
no, but I mean that's like with when Diana was with Isabeau or when Diana was with
Well, both.
Matthew.
Both.
Oh,
I was like, I can't handle the deer feeding part. No.
oh my goodness.
I'm a weenie. What can I say?
I was about to say Twilight did it worse, I thought.
Maybe.
Especially
Probably.
in that very last book when what's her face wakes up with the red eyes and she's like, I
Bella.
need to feed.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I was like, oh, I could have done without that, but okay. But of course, the trick-or-treating part made me so happy.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh. And then just the ants and the ghosts in the house just going back. I'm all over the place, don't mind me.
I love the ghosts. The ghosts are great.
So good. Yeah, no, this was definitely channeling what we love, I think, the most about the season, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
But we'll have to see when eventually I get my hands on the second book, because I don't know when that's going to happen.
Yeah, I understand completely. My
Awesome.
TBR list is way too long for that right now.
I am on a self-imposed book buying ban.
I know you are. You've been on a book buying ban for a very long time.
Well, okay. So to be fair, a while back, I got a gift card and I finally bought a whole bunch of Al Kennedy books with that gift
that'll
card.
do it.
And then, I don't know if I ever told you this, but a while back, I got a random package from Barnes& Noble. Did I tell you about that?
No.
I got a random package from Barnes& Noble and I
Okay.
get home one day and I was like, what'd you get? To my husband. And he was like, it's not mine, it's yours. And I was like, what? I didn't order anything. So I'm thinking like maybe someone sent me a package.
Okay.
So I'm opening up. There's 2 books that I've never heard of.
Sure.
There is no packing slip.
What?
There's no packing slip. One of the books is like book 4 in like a self-published series I've never heard of. The other one was a romance that I've never even heard of.
Okay.
And so I like reached out to customer service and I was like, hey, so I got this book. Well, a couple books.
Mm-hmm.
There's no packing slip. What do I do? Like, do you need to know this for inventory purposes? They're like, well, there's no packing slips. There's nothing we can do. You can keep them or donate them or whatever. And I was like, oh, darn, I got 2 free books.
Shit.
So, yeah, other than that, I've been pretty good, but those are a couple of surprises where I was like, yes.
I like that. I like that a lot.
Yeah.
Always a good
So,
day.
Clearly, us together gets me talking about books and I don't shut up.
That's okay.
But going back to, and being in fall too, I'm just like, okay, I'm in my happy place. I can't shut up.
Uh-huh.
Oh,
Uh-huh.
okay. Good job. I like the pick.
Good.
Again, could have been shorter in the middle, but.
Yeah, this was one of the longer books, I feel.
Yeah.
It was like almost 400 pages, I think.
Yeah, it was a monster. It was pretty big.
And there was definitely a lot of superfluous information, I thought. Again, I'm really hoping that if I can get my hands on the second and third book, they go faster just because they are easier reads.
Honestly, bringing up the ACOTAR part about how the first book was slower, I am kind of hoping that that's the way the rest of the series ends up. So,
Mhm, mhm.
food for thought. Food for thought.
If I get my hands on them, I'll let you know.
Okay, sounds like a plan.
All right.
Okay,
All right.
so true crime.
What's your crime story for us today?
Now, I will admit, this one was probably one of the hardest ones because I
Oh.
was like, do I want to go over to Britain? Do I want to focus on witches?
Mm-hmm.
And I came across one that's about the latter.
Oh.
So, sources for this month include Encyclopedia Britannica,
Mm-hmm.
Oxygen, Yahoo News, ABC News, HeraldNet.com, and an episode of Snapped.
Oh. Okay.
So, according to Encyclopedia Britannica, Wicca is the largest of the modern pagan or neo pagan religions. Followers are called Wiccans and identify themselves as witches.
Mm-hmm.
The
Mm-hmm.
religion publicly emerged in England during the 1950s, and groups are called covens. So, pentagrams, like the five pointed star, is the
Yep.
main symbol, and it has 8 holidays that it celebrates.
Did
Now,
not know that.
yeah, I didn't either. As much as we love witches, I just don't take the time.
I was about to say, I like witches. I don't see myself doing a deep dive into everything that is witches. So I'm very intrigued that this is something I'm learning. I like learning things.
And I did not look up pronunciations, so if I butcher any of these, well, I'm warning in advance.
Okay. Fair enough.
So we have Yule, that's December 20th through the 23rd.
Okay.
We have Imbolic, which is February 1st and 2nd. Ostra, which is March 19th through 21st. Beltane, which is May 1st. All you need to do is remember this one.
Okay. Beltane.
Litha, which is June 20th through the 22nd. Nailed it.
Yep.
Lughnassadh.
LughnasTave.
NASADT. No, ADH.
ADH. I would almost say that GH makes the f sound.
Probably. I didn't look this up, but that's how it is August 1st.
I was about to say I need to see it in front of my face.
I should probably know that one because I am a Leo. Oh well.
Either way, it's August 1st. Go,
Yep.
keep going.
Yep. Mabon, which is September 21st through the 24th, and then we have Samhain, which is October 31st. So most follow this code as well of if it harm none, do what you will.
Ooh.
So that's going to be key. So again, Beltane, which is May 1st, and then this code is the big deal.
Okay.
So I bring these up because Beltane is a big part of this story. So it's the summer. No, it's the beginning of the summer when I first mentioned. Wait, no. Yes, it's the beginning of summer and
Mhm.
was first mentioned over 2,000 years ago. And at that time, cattle were driven between two bonfires as a magical means of protecting them from disease before they went to the pasture. And I was like, actually, that's pretty cool when you believe in all of that.
Okay.
So the word derives from Beltane, Beltaine,
Mhm.
with a bell part meaning the name of a god, and then teen means fire.
Ooh.
So modern day festivities in Ireland and Scotland usually entail maypole dancing, so where there's a tall pole in the middle with
Mhm.
ribbons
Mhm.
that everyone holds and dances around, and as well as the cutting of green boughs and flowers.
Okay.
So let's jump on in. Joel Leyva, his name is spelled like Joel, but it's Joel, was
Okay.
born into a religious household. So his dad was a minister in New Mexico with 2 brothers. And while he didn't get out much, he went big in the 70s when he signed up for the Marine Corps. He spent 4 years in the service before he returned home, met his wife, and had 2 children. And over the next 30 years, life was normal.
Okay.
And while he didn't have much, he always helped those in need.
Mhm.
And unfortunately, his giving nature was taken advantage of in the absolute worst way in 2010. So it's March, and Joelle meets a woman named Angela at a local casino. She's looking for work, and he was happy to help as long as she had her resume handy. And I don't think he was working at the casino. He was doing more of like heavy machinery, like in a warehouse. That's my understanding.
Gotcha.
And I don't know exactly how she ended up there, but that's when their paths intersected, meaning I don't think she was a sex worker showing up
Okay.
there, but I don't really know what brought them together at this
They
one
just
time.
met at a casino and neither of them actually worked at said casino.
Yes.
Got it.
Yep. It was at this time that the two exchanged phone numbers. So he's like, yeah, I'll help you. Just resume. Let's go.
Okay.
So, based on what I'm about to tell you, I think Angela had some mental health issues going on and desperately needed help.
Mm.
There's not much to begin with about her, but she was born and raised in Albuquerque in a dysfunctional family.
Mm.
Again, I'm not sure if she had any siblings, but it was known that she both feared and hated her dad.
Mm.
So it's not surprising that at the age of 18, she moved to Illinois with her boyfriend at the time. And
Mm.
it was during this period they both started to experiment with Wicca.
Ah.
Arguably, she leaned more into it than him as she started going to the extremes with having like a religion of her own.
Oh, interesting.
Now, we both know I'm awful at math, but one theory I have for why she could have gone off the deep end is a rape allegation that she made in 1999.
Oh.
She would have been around 19 and either still in New Mexico or Illinois. And
Okay.
she reported it to the police that she went willingly with two guys to a motel where they did illegal drugs, and unfortunately, she was raped.
Ew.
What made this case difficult was that once she reported the rape, she made no follow through to any of it. So,
Got it. Mm-hmm.
I mean, you can only do so much when you don't follow through.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So she missed scheduled interview times and didn't respond to investigators in any way to show that she wanted to even hold her rapists accountable.
Right.
And I do want to note that I did talk about the case of Marie last month and how victims of rape don't always act the same.
Right.
So I'm definitely keeping that in mind. But ultimately, the case was dropped.
Mm.
But law enforcement still recognizes that this by no means says her claims were not legit.
Right. Okay. I'm glad to hear that.
So anyway, it's years later and Angela is 30. She's moved back to New Mexico, and I have truly no idea what she's been up to other than being a wannabe witch.
Oh.
So this
Okay.
is when she meets 52-year-old Joel, and he tells her he'd like to help her get a job. They exchange numbers before leaving, headed their own direction.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So soon after this, she starts reaching out to him like a lot.
Oh.
Now, this is contrary to what she claimed, which was that he reached out to her.
Mm-hmm.
But according to her statements to the police, she invited Joel to accompany her to a Wiccan ceremony called Beltane, and he agreed. They'd known each other for only a week, so it's kind of like, like this is a little weird. I wasn't sure how to feel about that.
Got it.
So here's the problem with this picture. Joel was a practicing Catholic who was faithful to not only his religion, but his family as well.
Right.
So what she did or did to lure him out is unknown. It's like
Interesting.
he never would have gone willingly if he had known.
I put a spell on you. The only thing I'm thinking of right now.
Honestly, that's the most accurate shit I've heard in a while. Oh, I love it. So the two meet at Copper Trailhead on March 22nd, 2010.
Okay.
She's been dropped off by her boyfriend, and Joelle arrives shortly after. Before her boyfriend left, Angela told him to pick her up in about an hour. He did return in that time frame and called her twice, but he didn't get a response each time. So he thought that she was simply ignoring him or had turned off her phone.
Okay.
But he was aware that the hike was Wiccan in nature.
Mm.
So soon, Angela and Joelle are headed up the trail, all while sipping on beer and tequila. And Joelle would never be seen alive again.
Oh.
Also on the trails that day was a guy named John Epler. He'd gone out after having a hard day at work and needed to blow off some steam. He was familiar with the area, so he went off the trails before he noticed a young woman. She appeared to be panicking about something, and his first thought was a vulnerable female should not be in an isolated area.
Correct.
However, he didn't want to scare her, so he kept hiking for a few hours. Now, based on like the way that the actor depiction was, fully aware that recreations can be awful.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But it's one of those things where it wasn't like she was in distress looking for help. It was, there was something going on in the brain. So that's kind of what I'm thinking, is that he was like, she's all here by herself, but something's not quite right.
Mm.
That's my only logic for why he'd keep going.
Mm-hmm.
So on his way back down, he hit a flat area with a boulder by it. And on the other side of that boulder was the police. His first
Mm.
thought was he was going to jail, but he also knew he had done nothing wrong, so he peeked over again.
Sure.
That's when he got yelled at to come down, was handcuffed, and brought to the police station.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
Once he was in the interrogation room, he was eager to clear his name, and even went as far as agreeing to give a DNA sample.
Okay.
Ultimately, he was released without being charged, rightfully so.
Good.
Now, what exactly happened?
Yep.
The following is from statements provided by Angela, so take a few
Take
parts.
it for a grain of salt.
Yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
And what the evidence had to say. So
Mm-hmm.
piecing together. Once Angela and Joelle arrived at a certain part of the trail, she went off to go to the bathroom. Now keep in mind, at this time she had a rope tied around her waist and claimed that it was for the ceremony. You're giving me a look of what the hell, and I agree.
Okay.
I agree.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Joelle asked if he could watch her, and she told him absolutely not.
I would say the same thing.
Yeah, but did it actually happen? Did it actually happen?
Uh-huh.
I don't think it did. She's full of shit.
Uh-huh.
However, by this point, he was already behind her, and he took the rope that had been around her waist and used it to loosely tie her hands behind her back. He then made, quote, inappropriate sexual gestures, end quote, and removed her dagger from her pants. I don't know what that exactly entails, but that's her story.
I was about to say, is a dagger a metaphor?
Nope, it was real.
A real life dagger. Okay.
She told him that it was to be used as part of the ritual, and because she was afraid of getting raped, she decided to let him think that she was trying to seduce him. She slipped her arms free of the ropes, laid him on his back, removed most of her clothing, knelt on the ground over him, and then used the dagger to stab him 3 times in the stomach.
Wow.
That's
Okay.
when she fled the area and asked a hiker to use their cell phone to call the police. Now, here's where her story is not adding up. According to witnesses, there had been fellow hikers, trail runners, and bikers in the area.
Mm-hmm.
No one actually witnessed her running from the scene, and no one heard her calling for help. In fact, one
Yeah, it's
witness...
sketchy.
Yeah, I know. She's a little weird. So, in fact, one witness had said that she'd initially been hiding behind a boulder, and it only came out when they made eye contact. And that's when she said she'd been raped. On top of this, when they found her clothing, it wasn't lying in a heap or strewn around. It was all neatly folded.
Okay.
So while all of this is going on, one witness did make a call to 911.
Oh, good. Glad we got the police involved then.
When police arrived, they saw her wearing a tank top, underwear, and socks. And on her arm was a long stocking with holes in it that she'd been using it like a glove.
Okay.
It's really weird. Blood was seen on her right thigh and cheek, and she told them that she had been raped and had gotten on top of Joelle before she stabbed him and ran away, but she was too distraught to provide further details.
Okay.
As with any assumed victim, she was sent to the hospital to undergo a routine assault exam.
Makes sense.
Now is the time to find Joelle. This was perhaps the most creepy part for me. He was found in an almost prayer-like position and was unresponsive. I know. You're looking at me like, what the fuck? Yeah.
A prayer-like position.
Yep.
Like, we talking on our knees, hands in front of us, praying on our, like, that type of prayer position?
Yes.
Interesting.
That just doesn't seem natural, but apparently it can be.
I mean, if he's dead, no.
Mm-hmm.
Unless he's being tied up somewhere, somehow. That's weird.
Yep.
I don't like that.
I don't like it either. If I was that officer that approached him and saw him, I would have been like, I don't know how to handle this. This is really creepy. I'm going to tap out.
Yeah. Someone else, help. Help.
Yeah. So it wasn't until he was moved onto his back that his stab wounds were seen. The dagger used to stab him was nearby, and it appeared to be ceremonial, like something you'd see on display, not out in the trails.
Right.
Like it was almost like when you think of like a medieval dagger, it was something like that.
Right.
Weird. So when it came to the results of his autopsy, it was found that he'd been stabbed around 13 times, the head, chest, and abdomen.
Oh.
Once Angela was done with her examination, her interrogation began a little after midnight. And according to findings of forensic nurses, there was absolutely no sign of sexual intercourse. so no semen around.
Okay.
And no signs of were consistent with sexual violence, including defensive marks, rope burns, bruising, scrapes, the whole 9 yards.
Okay.
So there wasn't any sign of that.
There's nothing to support the claim that it was rape.
Correct.
Got it.
What she did have were minor scratches on her knees, which makes sense.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
When it came to telling her story in more detail, she was not forthcoming and even became defensive and shut down her interview.
Oh.
And that's when the investigation continued rolling without her help. So according to her boyfriend, she wasn't a Wiccan, she was a Wiccan wannabe, and he genuinely believed she was not capable of murder. However, her social media presence would suggest otherwise. Her MySpace was filled with pentagrams and satanic worship, and she would post about vampires and dark beings.
Okay.
She also had a clear interest in serial killers and the notoriety they got from their crimes.
Lovely.
I'm like, oh, you have an obsession. This is dangerous. No, I don't like this.
Mm-mm.
Detectives did a call around to the Wiccan covens in the area, and none of them had heard of Angela.
Okay.
And while talking to the members, they also learned some valuable information when it came to the holiday. So remember Beltane?
Mm-hmm.
It's celebrated on May 1st. This was March.
Something's not right there.
Nope. Their core values also entailed absolutely no violence, as it's a holistic religion.
Right.
Beltane in particular represented a renewal of the earth. Then came the metaphorical nail in the coffin. In examining Angela's phone, Joel was not listed by his name.
Oh.
His contact name was Sacrifice.
Nope. Nope. Yep, you just dug your own grave there.
Yes, she sure did.
Oh, no thank you. That's a no thank you.
Needless to say, Angela was charged and held on $500,000 in bail. The prosecution did offer a plea deal, which she took, and that was aggravated second-degree murder. And this is because they wanted the guarantee of a murder conviction. They honestly thought that if she was put on trial, that she'd be able to convince people of otherwise.
Interesting.
So, in December of 2011, she went to court, represented by a public defender, and refused to give a statement. She appeared to be out of it, like she wasn't fully aware of reality. Which, based on all of this, I don't think I want to know what's going on in her noggin.
No, it sounds like she's got a lot of stuff going on there, and none of it's good.
No. For the prosecution, they were mindful that the reputation of the Wiccan community was in their hands. They were concerned that they'd be falsely portrayed as violent and performing sacrifices. I mean, they had enough of the satanic panic in like the 80s and 90s. So.
Yeah.
So that's when the prosecution argued that what happened was not a Wiccan ceremony. And sadly, no one came forth in Angela's defense to plea for a lesser sentence. She was sentenced to 20 years.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
From what I can tell, she's serving it at Springer Women's Correctional Facility. And to this day, there's no clear motive for what she did, well, why she did, and how she fully convinced an innocent soul to follow her into the darkness.
Interesting.
So this one was a little frustrating because there wasn't like a massive amount of information, but it was the one that kind of pulled me in.
It is an interesting little story though, because you don't get a lot of those.
No.
Oh.
No. So that is the story of Angela and Joelle.
Poor Joelle.
Or Joelle. And forget Angela.
Yeah, just poor Joelle. You know what's funny? I had a kiddo that her name was Joelle, but it was spelled Joelle.
Oh.
So it is interesting that there's a Joel spelled Joel.
Well, the Snapped episode, everyone was saying Joelle except for the investigator or prosecutor, someone involved on the case, and they called him Joel. And I was like, well, what is it?
I would probably go with what everyone else was calling him.
That's kind of the route I went.
Probably why you said Joel and not Joel. That would make sense.
But no, he was a beloved guy, always faithful. We'll probably never know why he went up into the trails with her, but it really sucks.
Yeah.
And then it's kind of funny because we have a local Mexican restaurant in town. And one of my coworkers actually works there. And she was like, yeah, whenever we do steamed mussels, that's when we always have to call for tequila and beer for the broth. So I'm not gonna lie, every time I was thinking of that, I was like, we're not making food. We're not making food.
But we are making food.
But I want food.
Yeah, now I want the mussels. Gosh darn it.
Mussels and clams. Oh my.
So good. So good.
Okay. Or maybe it was clams. Fuck, I get them confused. Maybe it was clams. Yeah, it is clams now that I think about it.
At the Mexican restaurant?
Yeah.
It's mussels.
It is mussels?
It's mussels.
Okay. This is what happens when I second guess myself. I shoot myself
it's
in the
mussels, I
foot.
promise.
All right. Well, what do we have for next month? Your birthday month.
Birthday month. November's good for birthdays. Just means I was conceived right around
Valentine's
Day. Yep. Standard operating procedure. It's fine.
Honestly, I don't want to think of your parents in that way right now.
You know, I wasn't going there, but you just went there. Thank you. Next month, birthday month, it is all the things we lost. A hidden diary, a family secret by Liz Trenow. Once upon a time, I would have trusted him with my life, but the Alfie I fell in love with seems to have disappeared, and I'm afraid I'll never find him again. 1918. As victory bells sound across London, Rose Barker waits for her darling husband Alfie to come home. But, injured by a shell in the final days of the war, Alfie struggles with terrifying nightmares, and the more Rose tries to help him, the further he sinks. 2014, years later, Rose's great-granddaughter Jess returns from Afghanistan, where she served as a frontline medic. Bless her soul. Constantly reminded of those she could not save, Jess's relationship is crumbling and her life is falling apart. But just as Jess is at her lowest, she receives an unexpected gift, the diaries of her great-grandmother Rose. And as she turns the pages, Jess discovers a story of enduring love and hope, which will change her life forever.
I feel like this is 100% up your alley.
This is a historical fiction,
Yeah.
man. This is absolutely 100% right up my alley.
Well, we shall see how it goes next month.
Mhm.
All right, where can people find us?
They can find us on YouTube and Spotify at Books, Booze, Murder. They can find us on Instagram at Books, Booze, Murder. And on TikTok at Books, Booze, Murder Pod.
And until next time, bye-bye.
Toodles.